Coming up, I play some ridiculous tennis while pushing myself to the limit, trying to burn as many calories as possible. Welcome back to another episode. Today, I'm going to be seeing how many calories I can burn on a tennis court. The rules are pretty simple. It's only on court. I can't go in the gym, go on the bike or running, anything like that. It just has to be on court. So I'm going to try and spend as many hours as possible racking up those calories. I'm going to be tracking it using the Whoop, which is pretty reliable. And yeah, that's it. So I'm going to go and get fueled up for a pretty long day ahead. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. We've just finished our routine, our rigorous morning routine. Had my coffee, had my porridge oats. We've just packed the car up and we're ready to head to David Lloyd, where we will be attempting to burn as many calories as possible. Whoop! So, Ella, how many calories do you reckon we're going to be burning? How many do you think is a good number? Ella's a PT, by the way, and a nutritionist, so she knows these things.
You can get some decent sessions in a good 5,000.
5,000? What? What do you think I'll be doing on court?
I don't know.
Oh, 5,000, that seems like a nice round number. I mean, I think I'd be happy if I got like 3.5. It's quite a lot. Like, considering I burn about probably nearly 1,000 an hour if it's intense. Probably looking at kind of like 800 an hour. So I'm going to have to spend 6 or 7 hours on court at a high intensity to get that done.
We'll see.
We're just going to have to stay out there all day. I'm not sure if I've got enough hits to do that. I'm not sure if I've got enough people to hit with, but don't know. We'll see. Maybe Ella will have to get involved and feed me some balls. I mean, what I was planning on doing as well is, doing some court sprints and that type of thing, just to kind of buff it out a little bit as well. See if I can get some extra calories through that. Maybe hitting some serves. People think that serving isn't particularly, that physical, but it actually is. You do burn quite a lot of calories serving. So we'll give that a go. Probably let Ella concentrate and drive now.
Don't get any horrible angles of me, Sean. Not today.
So Ella's got hay fever, and don't we all know about it? Jeez. Ow! So she's getting attacked by the trees and the plants and nature. They're all just ganging up on her and trying to get up her nose. Right, we'll see you at the gym. So, starting the day off strong with a nice and early 9 a.m. start. As I was trying to burn a lot of calories, I was really trying to be as physical as possible. I do normally work quite hard when I'm on court anyway, but there was a really big focus on it today. My practice partner is actually a very good junior. And what we normally do in our sessions, we hit for about 5 or 10 minutes, play a few tie breaks out the hand, and then we normally try and play a few sets. So the morning session was more about points. And I was just interested to see how many calories I could burn when predominantly playing points. Even though the total time hitting balls is probably shorter than when you're just rallying and playing drills, the movement when you're playing points with serve is often more explosive, and there might actually be a little bit of tension if things get a little bit competitive. I feel like setting the tone early for trying to be really physical and work hard with my feet helped me massively when it came to the points. My intensity was just there. And the racket work felt easier. It felt like my arm was looser. I was generating power more comfortably. It just led to an overall feeling of being more efficient. I was kind of thinking at the start of this, my goal is to obviously burn as many calories as possible. Do I try and make the points really physical, really long? But instead I decided against that. I was trying to be more explosive and just try and approach the points as I normally would, trying to be very aggressive. The surface of the court only made things tougher. It's an Astro court and it's pretty sandy, so it's really hard to move. Especially when you go out wide, it's quite hard to keep your balance. So I definitely felt like my legs were working harder in that regard. It's also a very quick and low bouncing court, so the tempo in the rallies feels pretty fast. So you've always got to be low and ready for the ball to kind of shoot through. I think sometimes people think that faster courts are easier to play on physically, but in my opinion, they're actually harder. You have to recover quicker. Your footwork has to be sharper, all those small adjustment steps. Sometimes when the court is slower, you have more time. The rallies might be longer, but they're less intense. You've got more time to recover. So my last tournament was about a month ago now, and it's killing me not being able to go away and compete. As we all know, it can be a very expensive sport, but this is pretty much what I've been doing for the past 2 to 3 weeks. Playing a lot of points with a big focus on taking time away, moving forward, being aggressive, and I have far more confidence in what I'm doing now than what I did when I was competing. I think that sometimes you just need a little bit of time for things to bed in, for you to be comfortable with them. So this time around, it's actually felt like a bit of a good thing that I haven't been competing and I've spent more time training, working on things, especially my movement, my fitness, as well as my patterns, my intentions. Like I say, it has been frustrating not being able to go away, not compete, and do what I love doing the most. But looking at it from another side, I've been able to develop what I'm doing a little bit more and give things a little bit of an experiment, a little bit of a rethink. But anyway, back to the video. So we got kicked off the outdoor court, so we had to move into the bubble. So it's ridiculously hot in here. It's like a sauna. When it's hot outside, it's almost unbearable in here. It just feels like there's no air. So we finished off the last few games of the set in the bubble. The score ended up being 7-5 to me, but like I say, my practice partner is still only a junior. I've got no doubt that he's going to come back in the future and kick my ass. So I'm getting as many wins in as I can now before that day comes. So, just finished my first session of the day on court, trying to burn as many calories as possible. And I've just looked at my Whoop stats, pretty disappointed, not gonna lie. Only about 950 calories from about an hour and 45 minutes of tennis. I thought it was gonna be a little bit higher. I thought I was gonna be burning, around 800 calories an hour, but I mean, there were a lot of points in there, so it's kind of a bit stop-starty. So I think that the strategy from now on is going to kind of be, trying to either make the rallies last as long as possible or as much movement as possible. And, loads of changes of direction as well. That kind of really, uses up the fuel a little bit. So I've got an hour off now, and then I'm going to have my second session of the day. I'm going to use this time very wisely and get myself a nice black Americano. I've recently been on a little bit of a budget, so I'm not paying for coffee. I'm using a staff coffee machine. Watch out. Forgot a cup.
You've got to try and send them back within 30 days. Yeah.
Right, second session, let's go. Oh, that black Americano has brought me back to life. It's got me excited about my third coffee of the day. Hiya, you're right. But anyway, more tennis to be played. So straight back in for the second session of the day. This time we were back on the indoor carpet. Probably just as quick as the outdoor Astro court we were playing on earlier, but it's 10 times easier to move. To be honest, I was feeling pretty good after the first session of the day, and I was ready to turn up the intensity a little bit. After being a little bit disappointed with the amount of calories that I burnt in the first session, I was just going to try and chase everything down. Even if the ball was miles out, I'd just get after it and see if I could burn any extra calories. So I've changed my tactic around a little bit, just trying to move as much as possible. So like moving in and out, not being lazy with my feet, and so far I'm absolutely fucked. I also decided to try and slow the ball pace down a little bit, just so we could extend the rallies, try and get into that calorie burning heart rate zone about 150 and just stay there for as long as possible. So you can see I'm working hard on the cross, trying to do my 2-step recovery back to the middle each time, even though sometimes it might not be necessary. But again, just trying to work as hard as possible with my movement. My racket work was actually starting to feel really good. So if anybody wants to improve their technique out there, just aim to burn 5,000 calories in a day, and your forehand and backhand will start to become a lot smoother. So we were about 20 minutes into the practice, and I reached the point where I was tired, enough to keep me really loose and relaxed, but not fatigued. And it was probably the best that I was hitting the ball all day. Things were starting to just come easy. So the second practice was actually with another very good junior player. Hits a really solid ball, very consistent. So this was perfect for everything that I was trying to achieve. We spent a good half an hour just hitting from the back, getting in a groove, and again, both working really hard. I think we've got our title sequence. We'd done some really solid work off the ground, and we had about an hour left in the session. So we both agreed on playing some tie breaks out the hand, just to see if we could get a lot of volume in. I'll be honest, there's only so long that I can hit for up and down the middle or in the cross court. I like to get into something, I love to play points, and I love to compete. I think we must have played about 6 tie breaks out the hand, just first ball cross, and then play the point out. When I was growing up as a junior from the age of about 16 to 18, this is pretty much all I did when I was training, especially when there wasn't a coach on the court and it was just me and another player. Not many people were keen on going 2 cross 1 line for half an hour. I would have actually rather played a full 3 sets, but not many people were keen on that either. I think I burnt about 5 calories in that sprint alone. So it was actually ridiculously hot in here. I think it was about 25 degrees outside, but the humidity indoors in the tennis courts was pretty insane. But I think that was pretty good for me, trying to burn as many calories as possible. Obviously, when your body's fighting to keep cool, you're probably going to be burning a little bit more energy. The big thing in here was definitely hydration. Started to sweat so much because it's just so humid. And I know that if I want any chance of burning any more calories throughout the day, then I need to make sure that I'm on top of things like that. So just come off my second session of the day. It lasted for about an hour and 40 minutes, and the total calories is about 700, which again, I'm pretty disappointed in, to be honest. I thought I'd be racking up like 1,000 at least in an hour and a half. So I think this challenge is quite a bit more difficult than I first thought, and I'm absolutely cooked already. I've probably had about 3.5 hours so far on court. I've got another hour and a half lined up, which hopefully will, drain some more calories out of me. This is going to be a basket-fed session. It's going to be very intense, and we're going to try and get the tempo up a little bit, so I've not got as much time to recover. But first, I'm going to grab a shower because I absolutely stink, and then I'm going to grab some food because I'm also running very low on fuel. So I've brought some lunch with me. and I'm on a diet, so it's a very small portion, so I might have to spend some money at David Lloyd and break the bank. Yeah. Grab a shower. I don't have enough clothes, so I've just changed my shirt into this beautiful yellow Nordic Dots number. But look at the state of the socks. Yeah, not a great situation. Anyway, we're gonna power through, go and grab some lunch, and I'll see you guys in a bit. What have we got for a bit of refueling? Ella's lunch that she made me is a beef mince, I think, couscous salad with some cheese. It's fantastic, actually. It's really good. Sounds a bit boring, but it's very nice. So I'm gonna nail that first, get that out of the way. And then moving on to some more of the fun stuff. We've got a Optimum Nutrition Marshmallow Crunch, which actually set me back £3 from David Lloyd. That hurt quite a lot. A banana, which was free because I nicked it from Ella's house, and a spotty cookie, which are fantastic. I think that was about £1.50. Brutal. And yeah, can't go without a coffee on the channel, which is a cappuccino. I'm not sure how many calories is in that, but probably quite a lot. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna nail this and then probably join you back on court. Just gonna have to get a little stretch in because my body is getting rather stiff. So in this session, I was lucky enough to be joined by my coach, and it was all about getting as physical as possible. So we started off with just a little warm up, rallying up and down the middle for about 5 minutes. And then we moved into some movement. So my coach started in the middle, and then he was moving me all around the baseline, even bringing me forward to the net. And then we did pretty much the exact same thing, but targeted into a corner. And whenever I got the opportunity to move forward, then I could move to the net and put away a volley, just to try and make sure that we were keeping this as realistic as possible to everything that I needed to work on, but also working me as hard as possible. Finally, I made one. By this point, I was really starting to feel the fatigue. My legs were definitely not as strong as they were at the start of the day. My arm and my shoulder were also starting to cramp a little bit, but it's nothing that I haven't dealt with before. As the day was going on, obviously it was very hot. I was starting to get quite dehydrated. Even though I was drinking loads, I had my electrolyte tablets as well. It didn't affect me hugely physically because I'm used to it. It was more mentally making decisions, staying sharp, reacting quickly. I was approaching my 4th hour on court. My goal now was simply to stay as physical as possible, as smooth with my upper body, keep the shape as well as I can, and also not trying to force the pace. This can often happen when you get tired. Definitely feeling like
fatigued.
I'm like a step slower, and I'm like starting to shake a bit in my arm. I've played so much. I think something great that I've learned about today is the importance of setting a goal. I know that burning calories is not really a tennis specific goal, but it's made me work harder. It's made me push myself. It's given me something really clear to focus on. So far in this session, we'd hit up and down the middle for about 5 minutes, and then my coach was moving me around the court from the middle, from the corners, for a good half an hour. We had half an hour left, so we decided to do some basket feeding. Instead of going side to side, we decided to do something a little bit more specific for what I needed, and that was going at higher tempo, making me play a little bit closer to the baseline, working on staying low, keeping those back swings quite short, just guaranteeing the contact and making sure my body was flowing through the ball. I'll be honest, this was actually harder than going side to side, purely because of the relentless nature. There's no time to recover in between the balls. And I'm giving it 100% with regards to ball pace, which if I was running side to side, I probably wouldn't be. There'd be a few slices, a few balls where I'd probably take a little bit of pace off. So this was a really good way to just make sure that I was keeping the practice at a really high intensity. And I was actually starting to really feel my forehand, apart from that last ball. So we did a few different variations of the same drill, one from the forehand corner and then one from the inside out. This is such a good drill to do. I know you don't get balls like this in a match just coming into the same place, but it really tunes you to get in the right position each time for the ball and making sure that you're putting just enough on it for it to be effective, but also so you can make it each time. And I was really starting to let these go. After all the work that I'd done today, I was really starting to feel the benefits. It's amazing when you set your intentions to just working as hard as possible, how many good things start to happen. And it's actually given me quite a lot of inspiration for how I'm going to train moving forwards after setting myself this challenge. So just finished my third session of the day about half an hour ago. Needed a little bit of a rest because obviously I was pretty toast, but the thing that I've just kind of realized is it seems really hard to burn calories. I think like I'm pretty efficient at playing, so I'm not burning as many calories as I actually thought I would, even though the training is pretty intense. So I'm bringing out the last resort, Ella. She's a bit tired, she's had a long day. She's gonna feed me some balls side to side. We're just gonna try and burn as many calories as possible in another 45-minute session. Yeah, just gonna go for it. So we've got a pretty full basket here. They're pretty terrible balls, to be honest. They're used for cardio tennis, but this doesn't really matter. It's all about just moving and hitting, burning as many calories as possible. So we've got my coach right here. That's more like it. Anyway, let's get started. So Ella's just had a fantastic idea. I'm gonna run to each tennis ball, individually pick them up, and then we're gonna go again. And then we're gonna add in some more physical stuff as well. Here we go. Get those cows in. Round two. Gonna get the medicine ball involved, do some med ball slams, see if we can get a few extra cals. So I'm gonna try and do 12 each side. So obviously I'm pretty knackered, but we're just gonna really turn the afterburners on. And we're gonna throw in some sprints. So I'm gonna do 3 lengths of the court and then go into 10 balls side to side. And we're just gonna do that until the basket is finished. Your skirt doesn't go high enough.
You're right, it doesn't.
As you can see, I've been...
You look awful.
I look pretty fucking terrible, but I feel pretty terrible, but in a weird way, I feel really good. Like, all of the technical stuff that I've kind of been working on and really focusing on, like, doing everything so kind of, you know, focusing on the physical element, trying to work as hard as possible, it's just made my technical stuff better. And like my upper body feels like so loose because I've been working so hard with my legs. And I think that's like a real thing to take into my training, like that I've kind of realized over today. You know, obviously I knew that before, but you know, you kind of get wrapped up in other stuff. And yeah, like movement is so important. But yeah, we're gonna go and rest, see how many calories I've burned. Anyway, we'll see you back at the house. And so the recovery begins. Obviously, I've burned a lot of calories today, smashed the training, and now it is Ella's job to help me put these calories back in my body. So we're doing this with a pizza, some sushi, and then we have some protein dessert somewhere. So, and Ella's gonna make me a juice. Is that what you're making me now?
Juice.
Yeah, so she makes me these beetroot juice. Do you mind?
Really?
Feel recovered just watching this.
Ooh, look at that colour.
So do you want to give us like a breakdown of what this is actually good for, or
No.
no? Okay. Isn't it something to do with
It's something to do with it oxidizing blood isn't correct. It what's in that called performance enhancer? No, it does oxidize your blood. It oxidizes your blood, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. We're gonna have to look this up before we publish the video.
Probably.
And we'll put a picture of the actual benefits. But
Great
it's really good for you post exercise, put it that way.
Really? Fantastic.
Cheers. Clink.
Ella's spending no time on court and she's tucking right in.
I've had a very busy day at work. Thank you very much.
Time for the main event. Ooh la la.
Is the main event
This
me?
is the best pizza I've ever had in my life. And it's from Lidl and it's £3.50, I'm pretty sure. Is it £3.50?
Something like that.
Something like that. It's definitely under £4. It's a hot honey pepper, hot honey meat pizza thing.
It's delicious.
It's just unbelievable. Like, I've never been so sure of anything in my life that this is the best pizza ever. If you take away anything from this video today,
Just go to Lidl.
it's go to Lidl, get this pizza. It's phenomenal. Not sure I can actually eat anymore. I think the heat, and then obviously my body's now really tired. I'm sort of like losing concentration really quickly because I think the fatigue is starting to set in. So I think what I'm gonna do now is just go through the calorie breakdown of what I've actually done today. So I spent a total of 5 hours on court today, all for my own training, and I managed to burn about 2,500 calories. It was weird because I physically felt like I couldn't push anymore. Like, I got to the end of that last session, I was like, I physically can't do any more. Like, I was just kind of broken. And then even now, when I'm kind of like walking around, I'm still a little bit like, almost a bit dazed. I can't really like concentrate very well. Because obviously I'm like very fatigued. I've done, 5 hours of tennis. It's quite a lot. I remember I played a match in Portugal where I played for a similar amount of time at a similar intensity. It was about a 4-hour match, just about, and I burned just over 2,000 calories. So I managed to top that. But yeah, once you kind of get above like a few thousand, like 2,000, it becomes very, very difficult. Like, you just hit a bit of a wall physically. But yeah, I felt like I did well. And then looking at the other side of it is the total calories for the day. I hit just over 4,000, which is quite a lot. It's a decent amount. And then I expect that my body will now be working really hard to, you know, repair everything and kind of, you know, get me back in shape, I guess. And the Whoop has just told me that I should have been in bed about 20 minutes ago to fully recover. So I know that my recovery tomorrow might be pretty bad, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, so I've just had dinner, eaten about as much as I could, really. You know, I know that I'm going to wake up tomorrow feeling pretty hungry and pretty tired. Going to need a few coffees. So what we'll do is I'll leave you guys here for tonight. I'm not really going to do anything interesting. Literally just going to probably be stretching a little bit and then probably falling asleep watching some terrible television programs. So yeah, we'll pick this up in the morning, take a look at my recovery. But yeah, see you there. I have to say my recovery is not as bad as I thought it would be. I'm at about 51% on the Whoop. That's what it says. Feel actually pretty good. Feel all right. In total, yesterday, burnt 4,500 calories. Did a lot of steps. I'll probably flash that up here. I can't remember how many I actually did. But on court, the total was about 2,500. So, yeah, not a bad effort. I was actually just looking through my Whoop, and I have actually burnt more calories playing tennis before. It was actually in a match in Portugal. I played 2 matches in one day. One was 2.5 hours, I think, and the other one was 3 hours. So I played 5.5 hours of tennis. In total, burnt about 5,300 calories, which is pretty nuts. And I didn't actually realize that. I kind of just forgot about that at the time. I think I was, you know, so knackered. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to go off and enjoy this lovely British summer weather by having a nice coffee, maybe playing some more tennis. But yeah, big thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I guess like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you next time.